another live here, working on this huge abstract painting I've been working on my dining room door. I've got most of the blocks shaped, all of the colors shaped in with these huge blocks, and now is my most favorite part of the whole creative process, I guess you could say, is adding the details. So I've got a black paint pen, and my plan is to just add some fun designs in these shapes to really bring this whole piece to life. So I've got the top portion of the door pretty much all the way done. This bottom part down here, I need to go over some of the shapes a little bit more with some more color. So I'll probably work on this top part a little bit with the black paint pen, adding in the details, and then I will start in on the bottom and do some more coats of paint on there. I've been kind of avoiding working on the bottom because it's really hard to get down there, and I have to sit on the floor for some parts of it. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying your day, and if you're curious about the whole process of this piece, I've gone live every single time I've worked on this piece, so if you want to see the kind of the progression of it, you can check out the other 3 lives that I've done where I was working on this. But yeah, let's get started, and happy Saturday. I hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. I'm having an awesome weekend. I mean, it's my birthday weekend, so you know, I just got a little pep in my step, I guess you could say, since it's my birthday weekend. My friend called me the other day and she was like, "Happy birthday month," and I'm like, oh, I never thought about having a birthday month the whole month, but I'll take it. So this is a totally intuitive painting. I didn't plan anything out ahead of time. I'm just kind of going off cuff and letting my intuition guide me as I go along. But this is definitely my most favorite part about the creative process, is adding in these details, because I feel like that's when everything really starts to come together and it starts to actually look like a piece of art more than just a bunch of blobs. At least to me, that's my own opinion. But yeah, today I thought it might be kind of fun to talk about my artistic journey from the very beginning to where I'm at now. So I've been an artist my whole life. I remember being like 4 or 5 years old and drawing little drawings, little stick figures, and it just has kind of progressed from there. So I've definitely been an artist my whole life. And I remember when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I took an art class, and that really furthered and fueled my creativity and my drive to want to make art. And so ever since as far back as I can remember, 4 or 5 years old, I've always made art. And I still have some of my old artwork from that age, and I've shared some of it on my YouTube. It's always kind of fun to look back and see how I've progressed as an artist, even from such a young age. But growing up, we didn't have social media, we didn't have Instagram or YouTube, and so doing art was kind of, I guess, frowned upon if you wanted to do that as like a career, if you wanted to grow up and be an artist. That wasn't really a thing when I was growing up. Hey, welcome in everybody. I hope you're having a good day. Hey, Andrea, Paul, Sama, Carl, how's it going, y'all? Please give this video a like if you can. I'm working on this huge painting I've done on my door. And I hope everyone's having a good day. I was just kind of talking about my artistic journey throughout my life. But yeah, YouTube and Instagram, we didn't have social media when I was growing up. And so being an artist as like your career wasn't really a thing. It was like, no, that's unrealistic. And so anybody who has grown up with YouTube and social media, I feel like you guys have such a good thing. I would have loved to be able to have all of these outlets growing up, because I feel like I would have gotten a lot farther with my art than I have. But, you know, everything happens for a reason, so it's all good. But if you're thinking about being an artist or thinking about sharing your art online, I highly encourage you to do so, because there was a time back in the day when we didn't have these kind of things. So definitely suggest that you get your art out there. So yeah, I've been doing art ever since I can remember. And I think I really started to really get into art when I was like 7th, 8th grade is when I really realized, like, hey, I'm an artist. And I started doing a whole lot of art at that time in my life. And I remember when the Blink-182 album came out. I can't remember the name of the album, but it's the one where there's a crowd of people and they're on stage. And I remember drawing that, and I was really inspired by that album and drawing that piece. And from then on, I just have been making art. And all throughout high school, I made art. I took sculpture and drawing. How's it going, y'all? I hope everyone's having a good day. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. And if you can, please give me a like on this video. So I took sculpture and drawing and art in high school. And since being an artist wasn't really a thing I thought I could be growing up, I wanted to either be a lawyer or a teacher. And so I went to college. I took some classes. Oh, I gotta be careful. I don't want to get a bunch of black paint everywhere. So I did take some art classes in college as well. I took sculpture. I really enjoy working with clay. I haven't really worked with clay in a while. The last time was a couple years ago, but I got some air dry clay and I really want to get back into it. I just think it's so much fun turning like a big hunk of clay into something like cute or something functional, you know? And so I've always just really been into creating. It's just always been my best way of expressing myself. I'm not very good with words, so art has always been the best way for me to express myself, I guess you could say. So I highly encourage everyone to do art, even if you don't think you're an artist, even if you think you can't draw a stick figure. Art doesn't have to be subjective. It can just be something like this, totally abstract, you know? So if I can inspire you to do some art, I will feel like I've done my duty as an older artist. But yeah, I've always just really been into art. And of course, probably in my early 20s, I didn't do as much art because I was just busy, like besides school, doing the art classes at school. I just kind of stopped doing art. Just because I was working and going to school and stuff like that. Thank you for the happy birthday weekend. I appreciate it. Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow. I'm so excited. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that, baby doll Diaz. I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, I've always just been a creative person. And so I stopped doing art for a little while in my early 20s. And then probably 11 years ago now, I was in a really bad car accident. And I wasn't able to work or go to school anymore at that point. I'm all better now. So I was at home and I had a whole lot of time on my hands. And so that's when I started to really get back into art again. And that's when I really started to experiment with different types of art, abstract art, and not just painting, but creating mixed medias, doing sun prints. If you haven't heard of sun prints, they're a lot of fun to make. You get this like special paper and you can put whatever objects you want on the paper. And you put it out in the sunshine, and then the sun captures whatever you put on the sun print paper. So I got into experimenting with all kinds of different art at that point. And then when I was like, how old was I? Probably 10, it was 10 years ago. It's almost 10 years ago to the day when I did my very first art show. And doing that very first art show really ignited my passion for art to like a whole nother level. And the way I got the art show was, I don't know if anyone's heard of Raw All Natural Artists. They're an organization, I think based in LA, but they're worldwide. And the lady contacted me on my Instagram. I had just started an Instagram at that time. And she messaged me and asked me if I wanted to be a part of this art show. And I never thought I was like maybe good enough to show my art to people, or to even do an art show or attempt to do anything like that. It was just something I kind of did for myself at that point. And her contacting me for that art show just really like pushed my motivation and pushed my creativity to even like to an even further level. And so I did that art show, and I have been creating pretty much ever since then. That's when I really started pushing my art online more, and with Instagram and stuff like that. I do have Instagram if anyone wants to see more of my artwork. It is yaz.theartist, and that's my Instagram. But I've been on Instagram for a while now, so I have a whole bunch of my art on there, if anybody's curious to see it. With YouTube being a mostly vertical, like most of the videos and the content on here is in a vertical format, I haven't really shared a lot of my work because a lot of my work is horizontally, like the aspect is horizontal, so it's just kind of harder to share some of my work on here. So if you want to see more, check out my Instagram. But yeah, ever since that first art show, I've been doing art nonstop. I've done so many art shows and art exhibits ever since then. And I really love to do art shows because I feel like it's such a great opportunity to like get my art out in front of the public, like actual people. Hey Yugi, how's it going? I'm doing good. Thanks for popping in here. I was just kind of talking about my journey as an artist and how I got going with all of it. But yeah, I'm adding in the details. My most favorite step of the whole creative process is adding these details. So that's what I'm doing today. This is my 4th session on this piece. I've done a live every time that I've worked on it. So if anybody's curious about what this looked like before, you can check out the lives on my channel. But yeah, I've been doing art shows and art exhibits for over 10 years now. I haven't really done much the past couple years. Ever since COVID, really, I kind of stopped doing art shows as much. But when I lived in Sacramento, there was just so many opportunities for artists and lots of art shows and art exhibits. And so I used to show my stuff a lot more. But where I'm at now, there's not as much stuff, not as much of an art scene, unless I want to drive like an hour and a half. So I don't know about all that. Night. Well, thank you. Thanks, Yugi. Hi, K Arts. Thank you so much for subscribing and for your nice comment there. What kind of art do you make? You got any plans? Anyone got some fun plans for the weekend? This is my dining room door, if anybody is wondering I was just kind of sick of my old boring white door, so I decided to do something with it. But yeah, art's always been a part of my life. And at one point when I was in Sacramento, I had started an artist networking group, which was a lot of fun. Like, one of my most favorite things is to connect with my fellow artists, because I feel like we can totally inspire each other artistically, and just to, it's nice to have people to like bounce your ideas off of, you know? So I did the artist networking group for a while, and we did a once a month meeting, and we covered all kinds of different topics, just about how to make an artist bio, how to make an artist statement, and I've been kind of thinking about maybe touching on some of those topics here on YouTube. But let me know what kind of things y'all would like, what kind of videos y'all like to watch, what kind of content. I have a lot of experience doing a lot of different things, so I hope that I can, you know, be a helpful resource to anybody out there who's trying to learn some new things about art. Oh, there's a new Lord of the Ring movie, Yugi? That's what's up. I hadn't heard about that. I did see that they have a new Gladiator 2 that came out. I'm usually kind of sketchy. I'm kind of like hesitant about sequels, but sometimes sequels can be good. Like, The Hangover 2 was, all of those the Hangover series was really good. I've watched some of the Lord of the Rings, but I always end up falling asleep because they're so freaking long. I don't usually have the attention span for such a long movie. But they are cool from what I've seen of them, you know? Hey Veronica, how's it going? Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. I appreciate you popping in and saying hi. If y'all could please give this video a little thumbs up, it really helps me out, helps push this video out to the algorithm. I'm just adding in these details to this piece today. That's like my most favorite part of the creative process, so I'm really excited to be working on that. But yeah, I was just kind of talking about my artistic journey and how it all started from when I was a kid till now. So I did the artist networking group thing for a while, and then I moved, so I stopped doing that. And I did a little bit of art, like a couple of art shows and stuff like that where I'm at now, but I'm just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm not the biggest fan of driving, so it's kind of hard to get my stuff out there as much as I would like, but I'm glad that at least I have this outlet here on YouTube where I can kind of share my art and share my knowledge about art topics. And I like to do more than just painting. I love to do mixed media art. I love to craft. I think I love crafting like just as much as I love painting. It's just really fun to me to turn random objects into cute little functional things. But there was a couple years in between where I didn't really do much art. Because I was dealing with some mental health things going on. I have PTSD, which I feel like I've healed a lot from. But when I was doing, you know, going through the whole healing process, I really didn't make much art. It was just, my brain couldn't handle doing anything else, I guess, at the time. But this past year, I've been back to making art. And it feels so good to be back to doing it. It's like such a big part of who I am. And I don't make art every day, but I've made it my goal that I'm going to really try to do art every day. Because I feel like that's the only way you can really get better and progress as an artist is if you're doing it on a regular basis, you know. Thank you, Veronica. You like it? Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you do any art yourself, Veronica? She does the same thing. That's so funny. Yeah, I've tried to watch The Lord of the Rings. Like, it's such an interesting story, really. But I just fall asleep. I'm kind of a bad movie watcher, to be honest. Like, I have to be super into the movie, otherwise I might just fall asleep or I'll start scrolling on my phone. I feel like the older I get, the worse my attention span has gotten. Which is kind of bad. What up, Broly? How's it going? Thank you so much. But yeah, I love creating. It's just, I feel like such a good way to express oneself. And I do have a couple of tutorials on my channel about how to draw an owl and how to paint an owl. So if I can encourage and inspire anyone to do some art, then I feel like it'd be an awesome thing. So if anybody wants to draw an owl or learn how to paint an owl, I have a video on my channel. And you really don't even need to know how to draw stick figures or draw anything, because the owl, I've designed it to be like very beginner friendly. Like if you can draw a circle or you can draw an eye shape, you can draw this owl. But yeah, I just love to, be able to encourage people to explore their creativity. And if you feel like you want to share your art online, I highly encourage you to do it. Like, use the resources that you have. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And you'll be surprised. You never know what sharing your art out into the world could do for another person. Maybe you can inspire somebody to want to do more art or to push themselves artistically. You know what I mean? But yeah, I really appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with me today. If anybody has any ideas for things you'd like to watch, any like specific tutorials or type of content you might be interested in, let me know. I do go live. I've been trying to go live 3 or 4 times a week. This is only my 4th live. But it's really nice to be able to get on and connect with people like in real time doing these, But yeah, if anyone's curious what the door looked like before, I do have the lives listed on my channel if you're kind of curious what this was looking like before. And this is a totally intuitive piece. I don't have anything planned out. I'm just letting my intuition guide me. And if you're feeling some art block or you're unsure about what to make, I feel like doing abstract art is like such a good way to get those creative juices flowing, because there's no rhythm or rhyme or rules to making abstract art, right? It's just whatever comes out, whatever you're feeling, Yeah, I'm just using a paint pen. I got this paint pen from the Dollar General a while back, and it ended up, like, the tip of it ended up being too big for what I usually use paint pens for. I like to use them for, like, the smaller details. But this huge paint pen's working out great for this piece. And, like, this door is, like, super rough and has lots of ridges in it. So if I ruin this paint pen, I don't feel too bad about it, because it was literally only like $1 or something from Dollar General. But yeah, this has been such a fun project to work on, and like, it's on my dining room door, so it's something that I see all the time. And every time I see it now, it just kind of, I don't know, kind of perks me up a little bit, just to see some bright colors and to see this project I've been pouring my heart and soul into this piece. Like, every piece, us artists love to pour our heart and souls into every piece of art. But tomorrow I have a video coming out about, I've got 9 different ideas for you. So if you're feeling art block, or you're feeling bored, or feeling like you want to make something but you're not sure what to make, I've got a video coming out tomorrow that's just for you. So I've got 9 simple ideas of things that you can make if you're bored or feeling art block. And what's great about the projects that I'm coming out with is most of the supplies that you need for these pieces are things that people already have laying around their house or that you can get from the dollar store, so they're super affordable too. Watch them layer. Thank you, Broly. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a pretty good paint pen, especially for like from the Dollar General. Like I was pretty impressed by it. Like I haven't really had to go over the lines too many times. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. This is my favorite part about the creative process, is going in and adding these details, because the details is what really like brings the whole piece together, you know? But yeah, like over the summertime, we had to evacuate, and I couldn't bring any of my art supplies because we didn't have room in the car. And so, but we were staying at some family's house, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do for this time that I'm not at home, you know? So I decided to just go to the Dollar General and get some art supplies from there. And so that's where I got this paint pen from. But I've been thinking about doing maybe like a Dollar General art supply review, because I bought some paint from there as well and some paint brushes, and I did end up doing one painting while I was evacuated. I painted our family's little dogs. They're 2 little dogs. So I really enjoy painting dogs and landscapes and abstract pieces. I don't really do much realistic artwork. It's just not really my thing. But I love to make abstract work, or kind of impressionistic work, you could say. And I thought it'd be really fun to do a plein air painting one of these days for a live. So if you're not familiar, a plein air painting is when you go out into nature or whatever and do the actual creating on the spot, you know? So I was thinking about that would be a lot of fun, because I have a really nice view in my backyard that I would love to share with you. And I started a painting a while back. In my backyard, there's this huge tree, and I just love this tree. It's so cool watching it throughout all the seasons, you know, when it's full of leaves in the spring, and when the leaves start to turn and fall in the fall. But yeah, that's another thing I really want to do, is maybe some live plein air streams. Next weekend, next Sunday, like I said, I love to craft. And so I've got a do-it-yourself Christmas decor piece coming out, a video on how to do that next Sunday. And I haven't made the project for it yet, but I was thinking about maybe getting on here and doing a live, creating that project. So sometime this coming week, that's another project I've got going on. But yeah, I'm always making something, and like I said, I've made it my goal to try to do art every day. I used to spend a lot of my time gaming. I love to play video games. But I've been kind of trying to like step back from that a little bit and put some more time and effort and energy into my artwork. Because I just love, like, another thing I love about creating is you get to see the progress you've made. Like, when I'm done with this, you know, I'll be able to look back and like, wow, this is where my time went, you know? And I just really love that feeling of accomplishing something, you know? So that's another thing about art that I really love. Especially like when I'm working on a smaller piece. But yeah, I've been an artist my whole life. And ever since that first art show, I've just really been into it a whole lot. Has anybody else out there ever done any art shows or art exhibits? Or are you thinking about doing an art exhibit? Are you feeling kind of nervous about it? I did make a video a while back about how to exhibit your art locally and not just in like an art gallery. So if anybody needs some inspiration or some pointers about how to go about exhibiting your art locally, like at a coffee shop or community center, I've got a video on that as well. And honestly, my favorite places I've exhibited my art is at those type of places. Like art, like besides art galleries, I really love coffee shops especially. It's probably one of my favoriteest places to exhibit my art, because coffee shops and community centers and even libraries are places that people go like on a regular basis. It's a lot of the time it's part of their daily routine, especially a coffee shop. And so I feel like when you're showing your artwork at those kind of places, it's just easier for people to see your art, and you got a more chance of people seeing your art because it's a place that they go anyways. They don't have to go out of their way to go see your work like they might have to at an art gallery. And so, yeah, I love those kind of venues for showing your work, and I feel like those venues are a little bit less requirements than like an art gallery. Sometimes art galleries want you to have a lot more than just a coffee shop would. So that's why I love those kind of places. But yeah, I really encourage you all to get your art out there and show your art to the world. If you're feeling that drive or desire to do it, like, do it. Don't be afraid. You gotta push through those anxieties and fears to do the things that you want to accomplish in life sometimes. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where my art goes. I've been working like really hard on my YouTube channel for the past year, and it's been so much fun to be able to connect with people from all over the world. Like, a lot of my viewers are in the UK and Canada and the Philippines, like places I've never been to, which is like so freaking cool to know, like, hey, even people on the other side of the whole world want to see my art. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, like, I really wish we would have had, I wish growing up, you know, being an artist as a career was more of a thing that you could actually do. It's a lot different nowadays than it used to be. But there's so many different venues and avenues that you can take with your art now, and you don't even have to leave your home. You can just grab your phone and do a live like this. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. But yeah, I definitely will always be an artist, always been a creative person, and I don't see that going away anytime soon. But the older I've gotten, the more I've definitely learned, especially when it comes to creating art. Because when I was younger, I was a lot more of a perfectionist, and if something didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, I'd probably give up on it and just leave the piece alone. But the older I've gotten, the more I've learned to push past that perfectionism and just get the ideas out on the paper, like, or the canvas or whatever it is. That's the most important thing to me now when I'm creating, is to just get my ideas out and not worry so much about what it looks like, but just kind of enjoying the journey and seeing what my creativity, where it kind of takes me instead of where I take it, I guess you could say. But yeah, it's so much fun. Love making art. And growing up, creating art was always just kind of an avenue of just kind of dealing with what was going on. And even nowadays, like, dealing with stress or anxiety or worries, like, making art is such a good therapeutic way of dealing with all those feelings. Because when I'm making art, it's like nothing else really exists except me and the art, you know? And it's just a really good way to turn my brain off. So that's why I really love making art. And it's cool, like, to be able to share with other people, and especially abstract work. I love to, like, hear what people see, or maybe, like, I don't know, especially with abstract art, like, everyone can see something different, right? There's some kind of word for it. But, yeah, I just love making art. And it's so cool to be working on this piece and, like, to bring a piece of myself, like, into my house besides just decorating it. This is my first project I've worked on, trying to kind of customize my house a little bit more to myself. And I'm already thinking about painting some more doors around here. Yeah, if anybody has any designs you'd like me to draw in here, just shout them out in the chat, and I will try to draw whatever shape or design you think I should. There's no real plan here, I'm just going about it. I need to get a drink. I don't usually talk so much unless I'm streaming, so I need to get a drink here. Yeah, the whole reason I decided to start painting back in the day was Vincent van Gogh. I've got his art hanging up right here. Vincent van Gogh's been a huge inspiration for me as an artist, and he's the artist that inspired me to start doing painting all those years ago. And I think when I first started painting, I was just using watercolor. And I don't know when I started with acrylic painting. Probably in my early 20s is when I discovered acrylic painting, and that's like my most favorite medium of paint now is acrylic paint. I haven't really done anything with oil painting just because it takes longer to dry. Like, one of the perks I think about using acrylic paint is, let me move you a little bit closer, is it dries quickly, which is really nice. So I don't have to wait days on end for it to dry. Because I'm kind of an impatient artist. There's been times where I'll even get a hairdryer and I'll blow dry my painting just so it'll dry quicker. But that's why I love abstract or acrylic paints. They dry super quick. But I know because acrylic paints dry quickly, that's a reason why some people don't like them. And I do have some videos, some tutorials about ways you can combat that. I've done a couple of different tutorials on beginner's guides to using acrylic paint. Oop, I'm getting smearing paint everywhere now. Because yeah, I highly encourage y'all to give acrylic paint a try. Do some art. I've got to get this paint off my hand so it doesn't get everywhere. Usually when I'm painting, I like to work left to right because then I don't have to worry about smearing the paint with my hand. But I've been kind of all over the place with this piece. This tip is holding up pretty good though. Let's see. Yeah, I've learned a whole lot about acrylic paint, and I've learned a whole lot about myself as an artist making art. And I think it's just really cool to finally be at a point with my art where I'm not such a perfectionist, and it feels good to just get on here and just make art and not have to think about it too much. And that's definitely my favorite part about something like this is I can just go in and do whatever. It doesn't have to be anything specific. If I need to move the camera at any point, just let me know in the chat and I'll move it so you can see it better. But yeah, right now I'm just adding in these details here with this black paint pen. This is my 4th session on this piece. I'm probably maybe 6 hours in, complete, like with the painting of the back, the shapes and the door and everything. Took me about 6 hours. But the bottom part, I still need to go over some of the shapes a little bit more and get some better coverage on my paint. So I might do that here in a minute, but this is my favorite part about the whole creative process, just adding those fun little details. I think painting in the blobs of paint was maybe my least favorite part, especially because I had to do so many coats of paint on some of the parts of it, but adding these details is a lot of fun. Has anyone ever done any kind of fan art pieces? I'm curious. I really haven't done too much fan art. I think really the only fan art I've done is I painted the alien from Mars Attacks. And I wanted to paint that Mars Attacks alien for like years and years and years. And just this past year, I finally got around to doing it, and it turned out so, I love how it turned out. I used all neon colors for it, and then I used some puff paint to make the little squigglies on the brain, which was really cool. That was my first time combining puff paint and my art, and I definitely want to do it some more. I bought a whole bunch of different colors of puff paint, and I haven't used them yet, but maybe that will be one of the next things I do. I'd really like to do like a Stranger Things like fan art. I love that show, Stranger Things. So I think that would be cool. Maybe I'll do the Demi-Gorgon, I think it's called. It'd be cool to do like to draw or paint the Demi-Gorgon and then use some puff paint to add in the little details on his face, his creepy face. But yeah, I can't wait for Stranger Things 5, the last season, to come out. I binge watched all of the seasons this past summer, and I kind of want to go back and watch them again already. Yeah, if you're just popping in, welcome, welcome. I appreciate y'all stopping in. And if you have any ideas of shapes that you'd like me to draw on here, let me know. You got a circle or a triangle or a squiggly or whatever. I will add it in here. But yeah, I was just really sick of seeing this boring white door, so I decided to paint my door because why not? And, ooh, this is satisfying. The artist who kind of gave me the idea to do this, oh, my arm's getting tired from reaching up so much. Her name is Trippy Draws. She's this awesome artist. She's on YouTube and TikTok and all that. But she painted her whole entire house. Like every square inch, like even the ceiling of her house is painted. And so she's the artist that inspired me. I'm like, why am I not doing this to my house? I can, I might as well, right? I need to shake this paintbrush up a little bit. But yeah, I definitely suggest you check her out. Trippy Draws, all one word. She's an awesome artist. She does a lot of like psychedelic art, I guess you could call it. Lots of squigglies and mushrooms and aliens and stuff like that. I think this past year has been kind of my era of doing psychedelic art, I guess you could say. I painted a mushroom piece, and I painted some alien pieces. For some reason this year, I was like really obsessed with painting aliens. I don't know why, it just came up, so I was going with it. And on my easel right now, I have a huge, one of the biggest paintings, if not the biggest painting, I think, that I've done so far on canvas. This is the biggest painting I've done ever. And it's an alien and a UFO with some mountains and some trees. I posted a short this morning if you want to check it out. I shared that piece on the short. But I decided to add in a bunch of trees at the bottom of the piece And these freaking trees are taking me so long to paint. I'm like, why did I do this to myself? But I know it'll be worth it once they're done. So I'm trying to push through and not get too discouraged with it. But that'll probably be another piece that I work on a live here. Because I really want to get it done. But for that paint, I used almost all neons as well. I've been really getting into my neon season, I guess you could say. And a lot of the paintings I've done this year have neon paint, which also glow in the dark, which is pretty cool. They're like black light or whatever, black light paint. And I've just been always really into bright, bold colors, so I figured it was time to use some neon paint and see what I can do with that. I didn't use any neon paint with this door though, because neon paint, I usually have to do multiple layers to get a really good coat with it, and I just didn't want to have to battle all of that working on this huge piece. So I just stuck to some acrylic, some bright acrylic colors here. Let's see, where should I go next? Let's scooch over here now. But yeah, this pendant from the Dollar General is working out pretty good for me. It's like the perfect size for this giant door too. Because I use a lot of fine tip paint pens with my art. I love paint pens for adding details. Because I feel like it just makes it so much easier than having to use a tiny brush. And especially for like outlines and stuff like that, I'm just so much more accurate with paint pens. And it just goes a lot faster. So if you've never messed with paint pens, I suggest you try them out. I usually just get my paint pens from Walmart. I love the Walmart brand of paint pens. They're just called Painters. And I know a lot of people love Posca pens, Posca paint pens. But me, I prefer the Painters brand over Posca, to be honest. Anytime I've tried to use Posca paint pens and I'm painting on like a canvas, the canvas has grooves on it, right? And so whenever I'm trying to use them and I'm going over a groove with the paint pen, I feel like the paint splatters a lot easier with the Posca brand rather than the Painters. Like, I don't really have that problem as much with Painters brand, so I just use those. Plus, they're cheaper than Posca pens, so all in all, I just feel like they're better for me to use personally. But yeah, this stuff is going by so quick. I'm happy about that. Looking up and holding my arm up for so long is kind of tiring, so I'm glad at least it's going by quick. But yeah, if you're just popping in, I'm working on an abstract piece on my dining room door. Because life's too short to have boring white doors, I think. If anybody has a shape for me you'd like for me to paint on here, let me know. Drop it in the chat and I will add it in here for you. This is just a total practice and intuitive painting. Just letting my imagination and my hand guide me as I go along. And that's another thing I really love about abstract pieces is a lot of the time with my artwork, I have everything planned out to the T. Like, I plan out the colors, I plan out the composition, I plan every aspect out of the drawing or painting. But with something like this, it's kind of fun to just see what comes out and not worry so much about the design or the colors or anything like that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day. I appreciate y'all popping in here. Oh, I need to stretch a little bit. Stretch break. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm liking it now that I'm taking a step back and looking at what I've done so far. But this is the process that I use for a lot of my art. I like to block in the colors and then go back in and add the details to it. But yeah, whenever I'm working on something like a more subjective piece, what I like to do is I have this app on my phone called Life Drawing, or there's some drawing app I use on my phone, and you can upload any photo to it and draw directly onto the photo. So what I like to do is upload a sketch, my sketch of my drawing or painting or whatever. Oops. And then I kind of color it in directly onto the app. So I can kind of figure out my color scheme and even figure out the composition. And it's been such a good tool to have because in the past, before I used to do that method, I wouldn't be too sure about what colors I wanted to use. And so I'm a very visual person, of course, as an artist. So it's kind of cool to be able to like plan out and actually see the colors I'm going to use before I use them. So if you've been kind of stuck on choosing your colors or something like that for your art, that's another like really nice tool to have. You can download a drawing app and upload your sketch directly into the drawing app and then figure out what colors you want to use for it. The method that I used before the drawing app was paint swatches. So, like the paint swatches you can get free from hardware stores and stuff like that. I used to grab the paint swatch and then just kind of see how the colors would look together using a paint swatch. Because even paint swatches, like if you're trying to, and before that I would use colored pencils. But colored pencils are never going to be the same color as paint. So that's when I started to use the paint swatches. Because it was more like the colors I was going to use. And I learned that trick from an artist on Instagram. But now I just use my little handy drawing app. And I really enjoy using that method. It makes life a lot easier. Okay, I think I need to move on to doing something at this level so I don't have to look up so much or hold my arm up so much. But last night I worked on this a little bit. I was just kind of going over some of the colors, adding some more layers of paint to some of the areas. And I was watching my show that I've been really into lately. It's called Married at First Sight. It's so stupid. I know it's stupid. It's like, but I love to watch it. It's just so interesting to me. Like, people go on there and literally get married at first sight. They don't know anything about the person. They literally meet at the altar and then they're legally married. Like, those people are brave. I can't even commit to paint colors without testing them out beforehand on my drawing app. Yeah, I love to watch that show. I've been binge watching that a bit. But it was kind of nice to work on this last night. Kind of take some time for myself. Art really is such a great form of self-care for me. It's just time that is just for me and just kind of helps me process through things, and just, it's a really good way for my brain to just turn my brain off, It's just making art. Well, that's why I really enjoy it. I better get a sip of my tea before it gets cold on me. Oh, Lucy, my little dog Lucy's in here with me. She's been my little shadow lately. She's been following me around a whole lot. You want to come say hi, Lucy? You want to come say hi? You want to? Well, come here. Come say hi, little Luce. She's a little rat terrier. Half Chihuahua, half terrier. She's my first girl dog I've ever had. And also my first little dog I've ever had. And she is such a character. Like, it's a good thing she's not about 40 or 50 pounds heavier, because she'd be a little devil. You want to say hi? Let me pick her up. I'll show you Lucy real quick. Come here, girl. Come say hi. I call her Grandma now. She's 12 years old. She's going to be 13. Here she is. You're my little Luce. She's the only dog I have that I can pick up and carry. You say hi. You say hi. Say hi to YouTube. Say hi to YouTube. She always sticks her tongue out like that. It's so funny to me. But yeah, I'm thankful I've gotten to spend so much time with my dogs. I've been at home with them most of their lives now. So they're used to me being around all of the time. But yeah, I have 3 little dogs. They're all like super old now. One's 11, one's 12, and one is 16. He's gonna be 17 in March. He's the oldest dog I've ever had, and probably the most stubborn too. Just this morning, he was getting into Lucy's bowl. I heard her snapping at him. So I went to grab him to get him out of her bowl. And what does he do? He snarled at me. He's kind of a jerk. His name's Jack, so we call him Jerky Jack sometimes. He's just a very stubborn dog. But I've had him since he was a year old. He was a street dog before that. Someone was fostering him, and we had just lost our family dog a couple weeks before that. So I was feeling kind of, you know, upset and like, all right, I'm going to get a dog of my own. So Jack was the first dog I ever had that was just my dog. And I can't believe he's made it to 16, almost 17. We're like, he's going to outlive us all. But he loves his life. He loves living out in the mountains and running around. And the neighbor just recently got chickens. Oh, Lucy heard the word chickens. And so sometimes the chickens like to come in our yard. And I don't always check the yard to see if there's chickens in the yard before I let the dogs out, right? So sometimes Jack gets to chase the chickens out of the yard, which he loves to do. I guess the other day I didn't get to see it, but my other dog, Duke, who's such a sweetheart, he was going to chase the chickens, and they came up on the rooster, and the rooster was pushing up on him. And Duke just backed off. He's like, nope, I ain't messing with that thing. But Jack, he went right for the rooster, chased him out of the yard. I'm like, it's a good thing they're old dogs. They're not fast enough to catch the chickens, because I would really hate to see that happen. But yeah, they're such little characters. I feel so blessed to be able to get to spend as much time as I have with my dogs. But yeah, I've been trying to do these lives like 3 to 4 times a week. So if you'd like to hang out and watch me do art more, I am live at least 3 to 4 times a week is my goal. Sometimes I have to take a break because streaming is kind of a lot. Just to be talking so much for so long. I don't usually talk this much in real life. Except maybe when I'm gaming. But yeah, tomorrow's my birthday. And I have no idea what I'm going to do. Does anyone have any ideas of something I could do for my birthday? It's like the older I get, the less I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. maybe go to Michael's and get some more art supplies. That's about all I can think to do. Maybe go eat some Arabic food. I love Arabic food. Middle Eastern food, Greek food, whatever it is. But there's not any good Arabic or Greek places in the town closest to me. We've got to go almost an hour and a half one way just for the closest like Arabic food place. So I don't get to eat it very often. But I'm thinking tomorrow we might just have to take that drive so I can get my Arabic food fix in there. Yeah, I grew up eating it, like when we go visit my dad's for the weekend or whatever, he'd always make us Arabic food. And I've always really loved it. My youngest brother hates it, but I think the older he's gotten, the more he's come to appreciate it. Hopefully you can see this okay. But yeah, that's the only thing I really know that I want to do is I want to go get some Arabic food and maybe go to Michael's. I need to get some more paint. I used up almost all of my green paint and I used up all of my aqua paint on this piece. And the brand of paint that I use is Liquitex Basics. And they don't sell that brand of paint at Walmart, so I have to either order it online or go to Michael's to get some. And yeah, like prior to this past year, I didn't do any art for a couple of years. So I didn't really need any paint, but now that I've gotten back into art again, I definitely need some more paint. Maybe some varnish. I've been looking for a really good brand of varnish. Because the varnish I was using before was just like way too thick. And if I didn't get it on there like just right, it would be very streaky and almost like visible, which you don't want with varnish. So I need to go find myself a good varnish to use. How about y'all? Anybody have any art supplies on your wish list for Christmas? If you're looking to get something for yourself or you're looking for a gift maybe for somebody else, I did come out with a video a couple weeks ago about the best art supplies or best gifts to give an artist. And for beginners and intermediate and then expert artists, there's something for everybody on there. But I come out with a new video, a long form video every Sunday. And I do 3 shorts a week. So I stay pretty busy making content for YouTube. I've been thinking about maybe joining TikTok again. I don't have a TikTok, but I have Instagram and I have a Facebook page and of course YouTube. I don't know if I can handle another social media platform. Like, sheesh, sometimes it's too much. But it's cool, that we can people can get on there from all over the world and see each other's artwork and see each other's content. And that's my favorite part about social media. Is just being able to share my stuff and, see other people's stuff from all over the world. There we go. It's coming along. This step is going a lot faster than I was thinking it would. But yeah, I still need to decorate for Christmas. I think today we might get the Christmas tree out. Usually I like to have the Christmas tree up for my birthday. So I need to get on that if that's going to happen. But this year I really want to get a photo of me and the dogs and my hubs all together at our Christmas tree. Because I don't have one of all of us. I don't even have one picture of all 5 of us together. I'm like, that's not going to work. But I finally have a tripod, so I can get a photo of all of us together. But yeah, I can't believe it's already almost the end of the year. Like, I have no idea where this year is gone. It's crazy how quickly the time has been flying by. It's like ever since 2020, things have just gone by so quickly. Thank you, Broly. I appreciate it. Yeah, tomorrow's our... So I'm in a crew online, and tomorrow we're going to celebrate our 9th anniversary as a crew. So there's a lot going on tomorrow. Here we go. We'll see if we can fit it all in, I guess. But I think today, my plan is after this to get the Christmas tree up. And I really want to make some banana bread. I got some loaf pans yesterday. I'm going to make some banana bread, and I'm going to make, you know, some loaves for us, and then I'm going to make a couple loaves and bring them for the neighbor. We have some cool neighbors, so I figured it's the holiday season. I'll bring them some banana bread. Maybe I'll move this a little bit closer so you can see better. But yeah, I really love baking. It's like another like huge hobby of mine. I think for Christmas I asked Santa for some new baking supplies, like some new mixing bowls, and I would really like to get a mixer so that I can make bread and stuff like that, like a, you know, one of the mixers that sit on your counter. But I love to make cookies, love to make banana bread, love to make cakes. I even thought about maybe like getting my baker's license and trying to do like sell my baked goods that I make at home online. But I have so many hobbies. I kind of have to pace myself with everything that I do so I don't get overwhelmed or burn myself out on anything. But yeah, what's y'all's favorite baked goods? Curious. I think my favorite thing to make is probably cake or cookies. I make a really good German chocolate cake. I make the frosting and everything from scratch. And baking is kind of like art for me. It's just another really relaxing way to kind of turn my brain off and just kind of be really focused on what it is that I'm doing. I'm starting to see a theme here. But yeah, I get a lot of my inspiration for my art from music and from landscapes, from nature. I really love to go out in nature and make art. It's so relaxing. But yeah, I'm going to have to do a live here one of these days before it maybe, I don't know if I'll be able to do it anytime soon. If the weather holds up the way it's been, I might be able to go do some painting outside here on a live. But otherwise, we might have to wait until spring to do that. Yeah, I love to be out in nature. I love going on hikes. It's just so relaxing. And I guess it works out. I live out in the mountains, so I don't really have to go too far to get to those places. Need to shake this pen up some more. Yeah, I think something that a lot of artists face is like self-doubt. That their art's not good enough, or if the art that they're working on isn't turning out how they want it to, they start just doubting themselves or maybe having art block. And I think it's really important as an artist to sometimes to just step back and take a break. But if you can push through it and get through that creative hump, I feel like that's where legends are made. That's where you can really start to see progress with your art. So I've been really trying to work on that myself, just trying to push through when I'm starting to get frustrated with the piece or it's not turning out how I want it to just keep pushing through and not to be so focused on how it's looking, and just to keep pushing and continue creating with it and working on it. I guess Lucy wanted to say hi. Yeah, making very good progress today on this. I'm so excited. I bet by the end of next week, it'll be completely done. And if anybody would like to kind of see the progress of this piece, I've posted all the lives working on it on my channel. This is my 4th session on this piece. So I'm about maybe 7 hours in on it now. I think I can go back to working over here now. I was trying to wait till some of this paint dried, this part, so I don't smear it everywhere. Yeah, this black paint pen's holding up pretty good. I'm glad I didn't have to ruin one of my nice Painter's brand ones. I'm just using this one that I got from the dollar store, and it's working great. Dollar store has really upped their game with art supplies over the past couple years, which is freaking awesome. They have so much good stuff, especially if you have a dollar store that has the crafter square in it. Those dollar stores have so much art supplies. I have to drive the closest dollar store to me that has the crafter square is like 45 minutes away, so I don't really go to it too often, but they have so much there. So if you're looking for some art supplies and maybe you're just getting started and you don't want to invest too much into your supplies, check out the Dollar Tree. They've got a lot of good stuff there. Sorry, I don't know why my dog's going off right now. She just loves to hear herself, I guess. Loves to hear herself yapping. But yeah, my plan, just besides baking some banana bread and getting my Christmas tree together, I still have my fall decorations up, so I need to get those down too. But I had to get in a little quick art session for today. So far, I think this is my 3rd day of making art every single day. I'm gonna see if I can make it 30 days. But I've been spending a lot of my time focusing on, you know, first thing in the morning. I just started listening to this audiobook called the 5 a.m. Club. And it's been really so inspiring. Like, it talks about visualizing your day before you start it and what you want to accomplish with your day. And I feel like, Lucy, I'm only about an hour into the book, but it's already like really inspiring me. If anybody has any good like self-help books or anything like that you suggest, let me know in the chat. What up, Dondrell? How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Did you go show some of your art out on the beach? I'm just adding in the details on this door today. Just kind of talking about life, you know. I appreciate you popping in, though. I hope you're having a good one. How was your live earlier? I had my phone charging, getting ready for my live, so I couldn't use my phone to go watch your stream, but I hope you had a good stream. And y'all, check out Dondrell Lee Artistry in the chat. Check him out. Very inspiring artist. He's the artist that inspired me to start doing lives on YouTube and to push through that kind of fear and anxiety I was having. I don't know why I was feeling so anxious about doing lives, because I was a streamer on Twitch for like a year, but I think it's because I didn't do any lives for a couple years. I was just feeling kind of out of the loop or something. Oh, you're out there now? That's what's up. How's the weather there? Yeah, no worries, bro. I got you. I bet it's real nice down there today, because where I live, it's usually, you know, pretty chilly, but it's really nice here today. Making some good progress on this piece, too. Doing my favorite part, adding in all those little details. Do you have a favorite part of the artistic process, or do you just enjoy the whole thing? I think I love adding the details, and I love like the planning out stage. Like when I'm not doing an abstract piece, I love to plan everything out. Those are definitely my favorite parts about the creative process. Where do you get the ideas for your art? Or do you just let it flow through you? Or do you have like inspirational sources that you like get your creativity from? It's sunny? That's what's up. Nice. Man, yeah, I love Venice Beach. I've only been there once, but the vibe there was so dope. Like all the people and all the artists selling their work, like, and seeing all of the murals and stuff like that. I really liked that place. Me and my friend went there probably like 11 or 12 years ago. And it took us like an hour and a half to find a parking spot. I remember that the most about Venice Beach. We were driving around for a while just to find a parking spot. And she even had like a disabled placard, and we're still driving around for days trying to find parking. But that must be such a fun place to live, like especially by the water. I would love to live by the ocean. But for now, I'm out in the mountains, which that's not bad. I like it. I was originally from Sacramento, and I'm really happy to be out of the hustle and bustle of the city. I don't think I could ever live in a city again. I like being surrounded by nature and not people. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day. I'm just thankful it hasn't snowed here yet, because it does snow here. And when we were first looking at this house, we asked the neighbors and we asked the realtor, like, does it snow? And everyone told us it doesn't snow. And boy, was it a surprise when we had our first winter up here and it was snowing. We're like, what? Wasn't expecting that. So it's definitely taken some getting used to, I guess. Especially because I lived in the valley my whole life. Like, this is a lot different than that. But it's nice to make a change, you know? I know you mentioned on your stream that you're originally from Georgia. What made you want to come out to California? I'm curious. I've been in California pretty much my whole life. I was actually born overseas. My mom was American and my dad was from overseas, and I was born over there, but I was raised in the U.S. and I've lived here my whole life, pretty much. Except a couple years we lived over there when I was like second grade, we lived over there. But I love my country and I'm glad to be living in America. Freedom is why you moved. Gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, that's why we got out of Sacramento too. We moved just for some freedom, for a fresh start. Kind of get away from all the toxicity. Yeah, it's been a life-changing experience, I bet, for you too. So did you know anybody in California, or you just decided I'm going to California and like you were out? we didn't know anybody up here, and neither of us had spent any time up here. It was just we were looking for houses, and we found this house. Like, let's go check it out. And it ended up being home. Yeah, it's definitely a different way of life. It's the closest town's like 30 minutes away, and the closest store is 30 minutes away. So it was a big adjustment, you know, when you're used to the store just being around the corner. You definitely don't want to forget anything on your list while you live here, because it's a long way to town. But I like it. You took the leaf. Yeah, change is good. It's definitely good. Sometimes it can be scary, but it is. It's a good thing to make those changes and push through the fear. And I feel like life's too short to live in the same place for your whole life anyways. Like, sometimes I wish I was one of those people who just stayed in their hometown and like lived in the same spot my whole life, but I don't know, I just couldn't do it. There's just too many things to see and different ways of life that you can live to be stuck living in one way, you know? So I'm happy we made the change and we took the leap too. And I don't really know too many people up here still. So it's nice, like, I can get online and like be social here, because I don't really like have much of a social life in real life, you know? Yeah, we're out here. We are out here. It's beautiful though. I can see the mountains when I look out my front window, and out in the backyard there's a nice valley and a canyon. So I can have some nature and to look at, and it's been very healing to change my environment, you know. And as they say, like, you can't heal in the environment that made you sick, right? So for me, that was kind of another reason I needed to get out and make the change. Because yeah, you can't heal where the environment that's made you sick, right? But yeah, it's been good. It's made me a lot more independent, and it's made me a lot stronger. So scary at first, but I'm glad I did it. Yeah, live life, people. That's right. Socialize. Oh, okay, okay. So you don't know too many people where you live either, huh? Is that what kind of pushed you to get on YouTube and stuff like that? Or what inspired you to start wanting to share your art online? I'm curious. I mean, I have online friends like I game with and stuff. But like, as far as like real true friends, like in real life, I don't have too many of those. And like you kind of mentioned on your live, like, it's kind of hard to trust people. The older I've gotten, like, the less trusting I have been of people, but it's just all part of life and going through those experiences. And I've gone through a lot of hardship and a lot of trauma in my life, but honestly, it's made me the person who I am. So I don't think even the really bad things I went through, they made me who I am. So how could I say that I'd want to change anything about it, right? It's just all part of the experience of being a human, you know? But yeah, I've gone through a lot of healing to get to this point. A lot. You needed to talk to people. That's what's up. I'm so glad that you got out there and you're pushing your art out there, and you know what I mean, to have that outlet. Like, people are definitely like naturally like social creatures, I feel like. So, you know, it's good for I know for me, it's good for my mental health to kind of have some sort of social like outlet, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, we grow wise, that's for sure. With every heartache comes a lesson, right? But yeah, I took a couple of years off of art. I was doing some like really intense therapy called EMDR therapy. And it was like so life-changing for me. Honestly, before, like, I was dealing a lot with anxiety and depression my whole life, and I never really knew why until I started doing EMDR, and it's a very intense therapy, but I'm glad that I went through it because I made it to the other side of the darkness, and now I'm like, feel like I'm in the light, you know, and it feels so good. And I'm so thankful that I had the chance to do it. But yeah, it hasn't been an easy time here on Earth. But with each day, I'm learning to love and appreciate and accept myself more for who I am. Like, that's been a huge thing for me lately, is just, you know, getting acceptance for who I am from myself and not trying to get acceptance from, you know, anything outside of myself. And I think that's so important for everybody to do. Like, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But I feel like a lot of the problems people have nowadays is just they try to find acceptance from things that are outside of them, from their environment, from other people, from whatever, trying to fill a void. But if you can find that acceptance from yourself, you know, and accepting yourself for who you are and loving yourself, even through the flaws, like, it is such a life-changing experience to have. And yeah, I've just been doing a whole lot of introspective healing and, you know, doing yoga, doing my meditation, all of those things, and, you know, doing a lot of self-care has really, I've never been at this point or in this stage in my life ever, so it feels really great. For a while there, it felt like I would never get through that tunnel of darkness, but now that I have, it's like, wow, it was worth it to go through it, you know? Yeah, something we have to learn over time. Validation isn't necessary. Yes. Validation isn't. Just as long as you accept yourself and love yourself for who you are, that's the most important thing. Like, when I was younger, I used to care so much about what other people thought of me, and the older I get, I'm just like, whatever. People can accept me for who I am, or they won't, but at the end of the day, I accept myself for who I am, and just even being able to say those words is like huge for me, you know? But I wish that for everybody. I wish everybody could get to that point where they could say that about themselves. I feel like a lot of people would be less depressed. Hey Toth, thank you so much. I appreciate that. How's it going? I'm just kind of working on this large abstract piece. This is my dining room door, and I'm kind of adding in all those fun little details now. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to get so deep with my live today, but I just kind of was flowing out, so maybe somebody out there needed to hear it. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's important, like, for people who have gone through, you know, hardships, if they can help inspire other people or motivate other people to push through those moments, it's always a good thing, you know? But yeah, it took a lot of time. It's taken me a lot of time to get to this point. Definitely not something that happened overnight. It's something that I've been working on for years now. Like, I thought when I was done with therapy, I'd be all better and that would be the end of it. But come to find out, it's an never-ending journey, you know? There's always something that you can improve on about yourself while still accepting and loving yourself for who you are and where you are at in your journey. And meditating and yoga has been such a life-changing thing for me too. Like, meditating will literally like rewire your brain. And I like to listen to a lot of like the guided meditations is like my most favorite part about it. My most favorite type of meditating. So in the morning, before I even get out of bed, I'll get my phone and I'll turn on my little guided meditation app and I'll start my day with some meditating. And then at the end of the day, I like to listen to this meditation it's designed for when you're going to sleep. And it just kind of clears your chakras. And I swear I wake up so much better. I feel so much more rested when I do these things. And it really helps keep me grounded, which is so important. But yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey to get here. And I'm just very thankful that I've had the strength to push through it all, you know. Because healing is definitely not for the weak. You got to be pretty strong-minded to do that introspective healing. But, you know, if I can encourage somebody out there to push through and to do it, then that'll make me feel pretty good. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the time, maybe you touched on this a little bit in your last stream, like even your family can sometimes be the most toxic source in your life. So sometimes it can be hard, but sometimes even just you have to walk away from even your family, which some people, they just don't understand because they don't have a toxic family. But sometimes you got to do what's best for yourself. And that could include walking away from even your own family members. I know that's something I personally had to do for myself. And it was one of the hardest things I've had to do, but it was the best thing I've done. Best thing I've done for myself. Sometimes you just got to get away from those toxic people, man. Because they'll keep you sick. Yeah, that's why I've always really been into art. It's just been my way to kind of deal with all of these things in life. Man, I made some good progress today. All these black lines and designs are what I've done today so far. I've gotten pretty good, pretty far here. I'm pretty happy about that. Start working on this some more. This paint pen's still going strong. So do you mostly sell your art in person? Is that where you do a lot of your selling? And then just online too? I don't know, most of the art that I've sold was in person, doing art shows and stuff like that. I'm sure where you live, there's a whole lot of opportunity for art shows and stuff like that. And that's been my best way of getting my art out there and selling art. I've sold a couple of pieces through online, but nowadays when I get a message on Instagram or something, someone talking about, oh, I want to buy your art or I want to commission, it's I don't even trust those messages half the time because there's so many scammers online. Yeah, let me send you a check for whatever. You can send me back whatever. It's I don't know. It's a shame people really try to scam others online. Even just this week I got a message from this random person and they're like, I follow you on Instagram or on YouTube and I can help you with your growth on YouTube. And they sent me a screenshot of my channel. But the stats and the numbers on the screenshot weren't even they weren't even right. I can see the stats on my own videos. What are you trying to do, people? But yeah, they were just trying to scam me. And what's crazy is they hit me up on Facebook and they hit me up by email too. And they sent a couple of messages both times. It's no, I'm blocking you now. But yeah, it's kind of hard to trust those kind of things online. That's why I definitely prefer trying to sell my art in person, because at least I know the person who's interested is like a real person who's not just trying to scam me. I had a website at one point, and then I have a Ko-Fi shop where I have a couple of originals up for sale, but I don't really promote it very much as I should. But I think the next like project I really want to get going is I want to make my own coloring book. I started on it like a couple years ago. I've made a few pages for the coloring book. But then I kind of lost interest and I stopped working on it. But I think it'd be really fun to make my own coloring book. Something like this with a bunch of like random designs and stuff for people to like color in. Not really like a subjective coloring book, but more like something like this. But I think I do have a couple of my coloring, the 2 coloring book pages I did make, I do have available on my Ko-Fi shop for digital download, so you can just print it up and color away. I love this shape. I think this shape right here is like my favorite of all of these shapes so far. Yeah, this paint pen is just pushing through really good for me right now. I thought for sure I'd have to start using my second one, but this one's working good. There's some random squiggly lines in there. Look, oh, we're at 11 likes on the video. Thank you everybody who's liked, giving this video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It really does help, helps us artists out, us content creators. Just doing a simple thumbs up helps push our stuff out to the algorithm even more. But yeah, my next live will probably be on Monday. Since tomorrow's my birthday, I don't think I'm going to be doing a live. I've got some stuff going on tomorrow, but I'll probably do a live Monday. I'm not sure of the time yet, but if you'd like to come and hang out and watch me work on this piece some more, I'm going to be working on this again. And if you missed out on what this piece used to look like, I've got 3 other sessions on this piece, and they're all posted on my YouTube. And tomorrow I've got a new video coming out for ideas that you can do if you are bored. Maybe you're on your break from school for Christmas, or maybe you're just bored or you're feeling some art block. I've got some ideas for you. And what's great about these ideas is it's a lot of things like people already have around their home, so it's not something you're gonna have to go and buy some supplies especially for. I think my most favorite project from this video is customizing a pair of shoes. I've always wanted to make my own donut shoes, and when was it, a couple years ago? Oh, let me get my music going again. A couple years ago, I finally made my own shoes. Well, I didn't make them, but I bought these plain white shoes from Walmart, these white slip-ons, and I turned them into donut shoes. I painted them and put some puff paint on them and made them look like sprinkles. It was a really fun project. But yeah, you could even use an old pair of shoes you have lying around the house. So that was a really fun project. And it was really easy to dye the shoes because I just got some fabric markers. So these markers have dye in them, especially for fabric. And I used those to paint my shoes. And then I used the puff paint to make the little sprinkles and the frosting design. And I've only worn them out a couple of times because I was worried about them getting ruined. But I did spray them. You can spray them with fabric protector too. But yeah, I definitely want to make some more shoes, some more custom shoes. I was thinking like a whole like dessert line of shoes would be really fun to make. So maybe like some waffles or some pancakes for my next pair. But yeah, I love to be creative in all sorts of forms, not just painting, but I feel like there's art in everything that you do, even the way that you dress or the way that you cook. I mean, art's found in everything. The movies that you watch, the games that you play. Oh, I'm so happy with this. All right, let's go back to this side again. I guess I should plug my phone in here. But yeah, I've done all of these, all the black designs that you see so far I've done today. And it's really bringing this whole piece to life. I'm happy with how it's turning out. Ooh. But yeah, another thing I really love to do are art challenges. I've done a couple of art challenges. One where I was drawing while blindfolded. Well, I wasn't blindfolded. I had my eyes closed and my glasses off, so I couldn't see anything. I did another art challenge where I chose a random color out of a box and I could only use that color. So that was during Halloween time. I did my very first painting of Ghostface. I love Ghostface. He's like my favoriteest psycho person. Sounds really funny to say. But I did a painting of Ghostface and the color I got was pink. So I put all my paint pens in this box and I randomly chose pink. So I did an all pink painting of Ghostface. If anyone wants to see that, it's also in my YouTube shorts. But that was a really fun piece to do. I did him like in a really cool pose where he was like hanging out in a pool, sipping on a drink, and he had one of those big inflatable flamingos. He was chilling in one of those. Yeah, I really love art challenges. I feel like they're such a fun way to like push myself creatively. But if anyone has any ideas for art challenges I should try, let me know. The next one that I do is, I really want to do a painting, like a Bob Ross painting. But instead of paint, use frosting. And another Bob Ross challenge I want to do, I saw another artist doing it, it looked like a lot of fun, was he had someone choose a random Bob Ross painting for him to paint. And he painted the whole thing without seeing the painting, without knowing the painting, and just solely by listening to Bob Ross give the instructions. So it was really interesting to see how his piece turned out. But I'd really like to do something like that for another art challenge. Just this year I did my very first Bob Ross pieces. I did some miniature pieces of his, like some little mini canvases. They're only like 2.5 by 2.5 inches big, and those were a lot of fun. I highly suggest, if you haven't done a Bob Ross piece yet, check it out. He's so relaxing to listen to, and I really liked doing it on a mini scale, like, because a lot of the pieces I work on are big, but it's kind of nice to take a break and work on small pieces too sometimes because they don't take as long. So I feel like I can get some more instant satisfaction by having a painting done like in one session rather than having like days and days and days on the same piece. I think my paint pen's finally going out on me. Time to switch. That lasted a long time. I'm gonna have to grab some more of these paint pens. Yeah, these are the ones I found at Dollar General. And it's worked out pretty good for this project. I still have a long ways to go. This is a whole door. My biggest painting I've ever done, and I decided to paint a door. All because I watched this artist named Trippy Draws on YouTube. She inspired me to want to do this. I'm really impressed with her creative, like, I don't know, her creativity. She paints her pants, she paints her house, she paints like guitars and speakers, and she does this thing where if somebody leaves something at her house, she'll paint it for them. She doesn't tell them she's painting it. She's just like, surprise, here's your item back painted. So it's always kind of cool to watch those videos and seeing the person's reaction. Yeah, this is turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. What time is it? Well, my goal is to stream for a couple hours. So I'll probably go like 20 more minutes maybe. And then I'll probably call it so I can go do some baking. I'm going to bake some banana bread today for the neighbors. I just felt like I needed to do something nice for somebody. So that's what I'm going to do. Bake some banana bread for the neighbors. Yeah, if anyone has any ideas for content you'd like for me to make or tutorials or anything, let me know. I always plan out all of my videos pretty far out in advance. I was thinking maybe to even do a video sometime on how I schedule my content out, because I schedule it out like months in advance. So I have like a calendar and I just go in month by month and plan everything. I'm already working on January's videos, what I'm going to be making next month. I really love doing the little trends though on YouTube. Those are like my most fun, I think the most fun videos to make. What's up, Joshua? How's it going? Thanks for popping in and saying hi. I hope you're having a good day. I'm just working on painting my dining room door right now. This is the biggest painting I've ever done, and it's totally an intuitive painting. I didn't plan anything out ahead of time. This is my 4th session on the door. If you're curious about what it looked like before, I've done the whole process of this piece on my YouTube live, so all of the videos are on my channel. But I'm probably close to 8 hours in so far on this piece. But right now I'm just adding the little details into it. And it's been a lot of fun. This is the first thing that I painted around my house like this, but I might end up painting all the doors in my house. Do you do art as well, Joshua? Are you an artist, or you just like to watch art? It's good to meet you. But yeah, I could show you the whole door real quick. This is the entire door. And the last 3 sessions I've been working on adding in these blocks of colors, and now I get to do the fun part where I add in the little details to really help bring this whole thing together. But yeah, I love to do abstract art. I love to paint landscapes. I love to do like impressionistic style of art. Don't really do much realism. But those are just some of my favorite things to make. This past year I've been doing a lot of alien art lately. I don't know why. Yeah, anything with bright, fun colors, and I'm there for it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm always happy to connect with people and chat with people, so I appreciate you saying hi. You got any fun plans for the weekend? I've gotten a lot farther on this piece today than I was expecting, so I'm pretty happy with the progress. But yeah, I do these lives. This is my 4th time ever doing a live on YouTube. But I'm going to start doing them on a regular basis. Like 3 to 4 times a week is my goal. Yeah, I'm always making something. I think my next live will be on Monday. Because tomorrow's my birthday and I'm going to be out and about celebrating. I'm going to go hit up Michael's and get some more art supplies and go have a nice lunch. I don't know what else I'm going to do. If anyone has any ideas of stuff I could do to celebrate my birthday, let me know, because I swear the older I get, the less I know what I want to do for my birthday. I just like to, I think my most favorite thing to do is just to go get something good to eat. I'm a bit of a foodie, I guess you could say. But I hate it when you go out to eat and then someone tells the people, it's her birthday, and then they sing to you. It's like so embarrassing. Like, please don't do that. But yeah, it should be a good day. I just know I want to go have a nice meal and get some art supplies. And I really want to eat some chocolate cake. I really want some chocolate cake tomorrow. I thought about maybe baking one, but I don't know. I might just go eat some cake out somewhere. Yeah, this has been so much fun. I really appreciate everyone popping in. Happy birthday, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know where this year has gone by. I like really can't believe it's already going to be my birthday. Time is just flying by so quick. But yeah, December's always a lot going on. My birthday and Christmas and everything, you know. Let's get working on this piece some more. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun doing these lives and actually getting to share my art happening in real time instead of just like on a, you know, a video that's been filmed and posted. But I've been on YouTube for about a year. I've been working a lot on my YouTube, trying to get my art out there and connecting with people. But I do a lot of different types of art. I really haven't done an abstract piece like this in a really long time. So it's kind of nice to get back to doing some abstract work. Because usually with all my other stuff, all my other paintings, I usually plan everything out, like the colors and the composition and the designs, but this piece has just been totally off the cuff, like no planning whatsoever. I'm just kind of letting my creativity guide me along and see what happens. But yeah, what kind of stuff do you like to watch on YouTube? Do you watch a lot of art stuff? I spend a lot of time watching art content, of course. And I love to watch The Dog Whisperer. I love watching that channel. Just seeing Caesar Milan, like, save these dogs' lives by training them. But yeah, I probably spend too much time on YouTube. Especially late at night. Before I go to bed, that's like my way to unwind from the day. Just get on here and watch some YouTube. But yeah, I come out with a new video every Sunday. And I'm pretty consistent with my schedule. Every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, I come out with new stuff. Sheesh. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. Still got a long way to go. I've got almost like probably the top 25% of it finished. Let's do something in here with this shape. I don't know if you can hear the marker on the wood, but it's like some serious ASMR going on. I'll have to maybe like do a YouTube short and share that. Whew. It takes a lot of energy to stream, y'all, because I be talking a lot when I'm streaming, and I'm not used to talking this much. But yeah, thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate that. I'll be back on again doing a live on Monday. I've been going live like sometime between like 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So sometime in between there, if you want to come and see me working on this some more, I'll be on again then. Just plugging away. I've still got a long ways to go. I think by the time I'm done with this piece, it's probably going to take about 20 hours is my guess. So far I'm about 9 hours in. So maybe even more than 20 hours. I don't know. The most time I've ever spent on a piece though was like 100+ hours. And that was the biggest painting I ever did on canvas. And that piece took a while. Maybe I should close this so you can see better. But honestly, the time goes by so quick when I'm working on art, it doesn't really feel like it's that long, which is nice. I hope you can see this okay. The light's not screwed up on it. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate your kind words and you popping in and saying hi. Always cool to meet a new person. Maybe something in here. Yeah, this is definitely my most favorite part about the creative process. I love adding in the little details because that really brings the whole piece together, you know? But yeah, I do all kinds of art videos on my channel. I do art tutorials and art challenges and anything to do with art. I'm probably doing it on my channel. I also really love to craft, so I do a lot of do-it-yourself crafting videos as well. Yeah, I gotta spice it up and not... If I did just painting, I think I would just get burnt out and bored, so... I like to mix it up and do a variety of different creative things. But painting is definitely my favorite, for sure. I've been painting for a long time now. Over 20 years of painting. No worries, have a good day. Thank you so much for popping in and saying hi, Josh. Have a good day. Appreciate you. And maybe I will see you again soon. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make a short so you can hear this ASMR. I love watching ASMR, and this is like so satisfying. I'm gonna have to get some more paint pens to finish this piece up. It's So far I'm on my second paint pen now. I still have a whole bunch of this door left to work on, so I'm gonna have to get some more of these. Oh, my legs are getting tired. I've been standing for so long now. That's probably been the most challenging part about this piece, to be honest, is just like the physical aspect of it, because most of the time when I'm painting, I'm sitting down and working on it, but this piece I've had to stand up a whole lot, and I've even had to go sit on the ground when I'm trying to get the bottom part of this door. So it's definitely pushed me physically and creatively. But yeah, if you haven't yet, please like this video, and I will be live again on Monday. I'll post it up on my Instagram, or maybe I'll post it as a community post on YouTube, the exact time, but I usually like to do art in the morning, so I've been doing a lot of morning streams, early afternoon streams. Here we go. But yeah, the rest of the day I'm just gonna be doing some baking, making some banana bread. I might make some cookies later, depending on how much energy I have. Make some chocolate chip cookies. Maybe I'll do some little circles there. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone who stopped in and said hi and chatted with me, and thank you for everyone liking this video as well. I think I'm gonna call it because I'm getting pretty tired. I need to take a break. I've been on here almost 2 hours, but let me give you a view of the door. So I did all of this today. All of these designs are what I've worked on. I'm kind of talked out. I can hear I'm getting a raspy voice now, so that's how I know it's time to call it. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff done on this today. Still a long ways to go. But thank you again, everyone who's popped in and hung out and said hi, and I really appreciate all of your support. I'll be back on again on Monday. I'll post up on my Instagram the time I'm going to be on, but I'll be live again on Monday for sure. And if you'd like to see any more progress of this piece from beginning until where it is now, I've posted those videos on my YouTube, so check them out. Give me a little sub and thumbs up if you can, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Bye, y'all. Take it easy.